After a series of large-scale attacks on both private and public sector networks, the latest of which had a devastating impact on thousands of public servants, it is time for the state to start taking this issue more seriously. My goal for this committee is to examine the appropriate role of state government and identify solutions that can mobilize our resources and improve the state's posture. This issue needs to become a priority so that there is consideration in all policy decisions and not ignored in future state budgets. There is great potential for that here today. Cyber attacks threaten our most important societal systems, which we call critical infrastructure. In particular, the risk to the utility sectors is highly concerning, as all vital sectors from healthcare to the water supply rely on it. Despite the significant regulatory responsibility the state has in these areas, this has yet to translate to comprehensive cybersecurity policy. Given that responsibility, states may be best positioned to consider domestic cybersecurity priorities in the context of other statewide policy. For that reason, policy recommendations from our panelists today are encouraged. Our Office of Emergency Services and our military department are making progress in the areas of developing cyber defense and response capabilities, forming statewide emergency planning, leveraging federal resources, and building essential partnership. But more needs to be done. Additionally, this year, the legislature has considered cybersecurity proposals that include cyber threat information sharing, mandatory network security assessments and risk management, and establishing a formal cybersecurity advisory body. In fact, just yesterday, the National Governors Association sent a letter to Congress emphasizing the need for these policies. Other policy recommendations that have been considered are establishing a state cyber czar with interdepartment authority in the executive branch, an approach that has been taken by the federal government. Other states have established formal information sharing centers that advance the exchange of preventative threat information between the public and private sectors. Our state can also take advantage of federal cyber programs led by the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Defense. These include involvement in national incident response, workforce trainings, multi-state information sharing, and utilization of the National Guard and other DoD investments in cybersecurity. Lastly, and most importantly, is the focus on public-private partnerships. Given that a vast majority of our critical infrastructure in California is privately owned and operated, this working relationship is essential to the success of any security policy. The federal approach to cybersecurity has included providing guidance and incentives for voluntary implementation of standards and regulations. The state can provide leadership in a similar way.